Hi. So last time we spoke about change, kind of an introduction. Most of us really don't want to change. We said that basically, if I could plan out my day exactly how I want it, I wake up at 10 o'clock. I go to work for an hour. Of course, no traffic on the way. And I make a lot of money. Give it a number. And then I come home 2 o'clock, maybe go golfing, hang out with the guys. If I could plan my day exactly how I want it and just stick with it every single day for the rest of my life, sounds great. Let's do that. Right? That's basically what we're all looking for. Stability. I don't have to worry about the money at the end of the month. I don't have to be troubled with all kinds of difficult thoughts over the course of my day. And the truth is that would be great, except the world shows us differently. Things change. You look at the CNN, CNBC, you look at the stock market, things are changing all the time. Actually, now that we mention news, it's amazing. If all we want is everything to stay the same, why are we all so obsessed with the news? And that it changes every 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute? How many times do we click refresh on the website for the news to see if something changed? Why are we obsessed with change on the outside to be up to date, what's going on? And on the inside, leave me alone, man. Just leave me alone. Just let me have some quiet. So it's interesting. Honestly, I don't know the answer. Think about it. Maybe we'll talk about it another time. For now, change. So one of the things that we see, as I mentioned, the body changes all the time. You see it in kids. It's amazing. Just recently, I noticed that when I look at my older kids, I can see them at all the stages of their lives. It means they're changing all the time. Every day, they come back. They're with the new fad. They're with the new TV show. They're with the new music. They're doing things new all the time. Why is it us, the older generation, we just want to not be bothered? Give me the same drink, with the same mixture, and the same amount of ice, the same coffee, with the same amount of... Why don't we want to change? Why? What's going on? So change is hard. And we need to have the right motivation to do it. What's that motivation? Sometimes it's something jumping in my face. Sometimes I just realize that I need to change. I can't take it anymore. I can't be the same person anymore. So let's talk about the situation where something jumps in our faces. Happens all the time. The question is, what do we feel when something changes in our lives? It shouldn't happen to anyone. Somebody passes away. It's a difficult thing to go through. And suddenly I'm faced with, yesterday the person was in the world, today they're not. What happens? Is there a real change in the world? I know. I wake up the next day, I look around the world, I say, how is it that everybody's walking around the same way they did yesterday? My world is different. It's true. Your world is different. Your world is different because you felt something. What changes most in us is our emotions. What changes most in us is how we feel when something happens. When I come home from work and at the office everything went great and I made sales and everything was good and I made sure that everybody was doing their jobs. I was the manager of the month. And I come home, but wait a second, yesterday my wife and I had a fight. That's great that I came home feeling great about being at the office, but now I'm coming home and I have to face my wife. What do? What's the feeling that I get? For some people, it'll be disappointment. Why can't the house look like the office? For some people, it'll be anger. Why is it that she brought this up? Why can't she just, let it go by, let it slide? Sometimes it's sadness. Why is it that I have to face this situation again? So during the time of Sfirat Omer, of counting of the Omer, the time between Passover and Shavuot, that's the time where we focus on change. Every single day has its own name. Every week has its own name. Every day of the week has its own name. And it's all connected to our midot, our character traits. Every day changes, and every day we can focus on a different way to change. So, one thing that we can do to help us get through these situations is to practice. Every year we go through Sfirat Omer. Every year we count the days. We go through Chesed and Gvura and Tiferet. And we go through each one of these levels and try to understand a little bit more how they work. How do I relate to it? For example, Chesed. How do I give? How do I want people to give to me? Do I want it to be like when I go to the store and, I finish checking out, the person at the counter says, oh, we have a sale on, what do I need a new toothbrush for? Why are you trying to give me a toothbrush? I get a phone call from a credit card company. I want to give you a credit card. Why? I have 10 and they're all overcharged. How do we relate to giving? When I give somebody a smile in the morning, do I want to do it artificially? Or do I want it really to shine into the person that I really care? Just one example. But one thing we can do is put ourselves emotionally into those places that are difficult for us and practice. What is it like to be there? It might be imagining for ourselves a situation. It might be going back to an old situation and feeling it again. There are lots of ways we can do this. But what the Torah is telling us, by Sfirat Omer, by counting the Omer, and every day having a different name, a different character trait, is to teach us that this is something we need to do. And what do we get to at the end? Kabbalat Torah, receiving the Torah. The Torah is a list of instructions, a guidebook for life. What are we going to see when we go through that guidebook? When you go through the list of instructions of what you have to do in a day, you think you're going to feel happy all the time? You think you're going to feel every day like you want to get up, put on tefillin, say Modéani, you want to give a nice smile to your wife? You think you're going to want that every day? No. So the Torah is telling us, in order for you to be prepared for everything you need to do in life, to follow the guidebook, so that what you're doing today is really going to have a good impact, you need to be prepared to feel whatever it is that's going on with you. That's the first step in change, knowing where we are. Being able to accept that, yes, I have a problem with anger. I have a problem with fear. I have a problem with sadness. I have a problem. The first step, recognizing where you are. What is it that's going on with me? What's the second step? We'll talk about that in the next.
הנה הגיע היום, תורה זה לאור, להחזיק ולעצור ולשור, להאמין שזה קרוב, בפיך ובלבבך לעשותו.